Hi everybody. This video shows you on how to prepare a test in Google Form for having automatic correction and score report from Google. So let's start from the beginning. Firstly, you need to log in using a Gmail account. For example, I use this Gmail account to log in. And then you can see this window show the Google Classroom that you have created, but you do not need to go into your Google Classroom. You can go directly to the Google Drive and you click here at the right corner, and then you can see Google Drive. You click the Google Drive and then you can see this window. If you have created some tests already, you can see these are the tests that have been created, and these are the folders you have created and the folder containing your documents. When you want to prepare a test, you need to go to New. You click here at the left corner, New, and then you select More, and then you can see Google Form. You click on the Google Form, and from this window you will prepare your test. Firstly, you need to identify the title of your test. For example, I prepare test number 8 on psychology, and then you make copy of title to put in the main title, and then you can start prepare question. For the first question, you can click here. For the first question, you may require student to write his or her name because you want Google to report the name of the student along with his or her score. So from my experience, for the first question, you just require student to write his or her name. So you need to change the type of question because this is not multiple choice. If you want student to write his or her name, you can select the type of question called short answer. So you select short answer, and then you can give instruction to student. For example, write your name here. And then you can start to create the question number 1, for example. So you start, and this is when you require student to write his or her name, you need to enable require, because if student do not complete his or her name, he or she cannot submit the test. So student need to fill in his or her name. And then you start to prepare your first question in the test. You can click here. You click here, so you can start to prepare first question. For example, my first question, I want student to answer on the capacity of short-term memory. For example, and this is the multiple choice. I want them to do multiple choice, so I select multiple choice as the type of question. And then if this is a multiple choice, we need to give option. So option number 1, for example, the capacity of the short-term memory is 1 to 5 digit, and the second option is 5 to 9 digit, digits not. And then the third option is 9 to 12 digit, and then the last option, the fourth option, is more than 9 digit. So you need to give the option, and you want Google to make correction and to report on the score of student. So we need to do some setting, and in order to do setting, you need to go to setting at the right corner. You click setting, and then you can see this dialog box, and for general setting you just click here. It means that we require student to use his or her email in order to do the test, and then we just click here. It means that we allow student to submit only one time. He or she cannot resubmit, so student can submit only one time. And then we go to presentation setting, and this presentation setting, we need to see this point. It's very important, shuffle question order. If you want Google to shuffle your question order, you can click here. It means that all the question in your test will be shuffled, and all students will receive your test with this different order of question. So this make some difficulty to student to make copy from other. So you can click here, and then you can go to quiz setting. This quiz setting is very important. You want Google to make correction for us, so we need to enable this function. And then you want to release immediately a submission of the test, you just click here. And if you want student to see the missed question, you can click here. You want student to see the correct answer after submission, you can click here. And you want student to see his or her score, you can click here. But from my experience, we do not allow students to see the missed question or correct answer, because some students may finish before time, and if they know exactly the correct answer, they can inform to others. So we just allow students to see their score after submission. It means that after student submitted their test, he or she can view his or her score. And then we just click save. After click save, we can see in our question answer key. We need to click this answer key, and then we need to give the answer, because we want Google to make correction, so we need to give the right answer. So for this question, the right answer is 5 to 9 digit, and then we give score to this question, how many points we should give to this question. For example, I give 5 points to this question, and then you can click done. So it's done. But Google has another function that is important also. You can click here. Maybe you need to shuffle option order. It means that Google can shuffle the option order to different students, so that student may not have the order in the same the option in the same order, so they may face some difficulty if they discuss or they look at each other. They may confuse because Google can shuffle the order of option to each student. And then you can click shuffle option order, and we can enable require. It means that we require student to answer this question, or they cannot submit. So that finish for the first question, multiple choice. I give you another example. You want to create the second question. You can click here. You can click here, and then you give the title of the question. Question number 2, for example, I want student to select all type of explicit memory. So when I require student to select all type, mean the answer is more than 2. So this is not multiple choice for Google. It's called checkbox. So we need to select checkbox here. We need to select checkbox, and then we give the option to student. For example, the first option is procedural memory, and then you push enter. Oh, I forgot to tell you that in order to shift from one option to another option, you need to push enter. And then you give second option, semantic, for example. Semantic memory, search, autobiographic memory, and for episodic memory. So you need Google to make correction for us, so we need to click key answer, the answer key, and then you click the right answer. And this question is checkbox, and the right answer are semantic, autobiographic, and episodic memory. So student need to select all the 3 in order to get the right answer. And then we give the score to this question. For example, I give this question 10 points. And then we can click done. And again, we can go to shuffle the option order, and then we can enable require. Okay, so we do like this. You want to continue another question, you just click here, because one test may have 30 or 40 or 100 questions. So you can create question by clicking here. And the most frequent question that we use are multiple choice and checkbox. And suppose that you prepare your test already, and then you click save, and then you can close. And whenever you want to give the test to student, you just open the test. you just open the test. For example, I want to give a test to a student. I just click on the test. For example, I want to give this test to student. So I click this test. And then when you give the test to student, you just copy the link. You can copy the link. You can copy and you can pass the link to the class of student in Telegram group or in Google Classroom or somewhere that you inform student in advance already. So you just make copies and then you pass the link. Normally we use the telegrams, group telegram of students. So we just pass in the group telegram of student, and student just click the link and then they can fill their email and can do the test. And for the time duration of the test, it depends on you. You can inform student. For example, the test is for 30 minutes or for 1 hour or for 2 hours. It depends on your test. You just inform student. And you can wait while student prepare, while student doing the test. We can wait and we can see the number of students who have submitted the test here. For example, this test, there are 45 students. They have submitted already. They have completed the test already. And you can see the response. You can see the report from Google. Google reports some important indicators, including average, median, and rank, and other detailed reports. But you may not need to see all detailed report. You just want to see a report in Excel. You go to this point, you can click here to have report in Excel. But one more thing that I need to tell you is that when the time is coming, you can enable. It means that if you enable this function, student cannot submit because, for example, you allow them to do only 30 minutes. So after 30 minutes, you can enable this function and student cannot submit anymore. So this is important function also. You need to limit the time for doing the test. Okay, now go to the reports. You can click here to have a full report from Google. So I click here, you can see Google will report. The most important are the first 4 columns. This column show the time of submission, and this column show the email address of student, and this column show the score of student, and this column is the name of student. So we just make copy these 4 columns and don't care about other column. You just make copy. You can see, and then you do the right click and then make copy to pass in your Excel, Microsoft Excel. For example, I can pass in Microsoft Excel to see the name, and I can pass in Microsoft Excel. For example, I pass here, and then you can see the time of student submission, the score, the name of student, Okay, you can see this is the name, this is the score of student getting from the test, and this is the email student used to do the test, and this is the time of submission. We can know who submit first and who submit second, and so on. So if you want to give advantage or priority to those who have submit first, you can see the time, and we can have all the report and make copy to send to student. So you spend we spend 1 or 2 minutes, we can get the result and send back to student, so that student can see all the result. So this is very useful, and lecturer or teacher may not spend little time to conduct a test without spend a long time for correction, because you will make correction and report automatically in Excel format. So that's all. I think you can start. It's very useful for us. Thank you for your listening.